Okay, so learn the soundboard, Cole. Oh, we didn't.
It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. To all our friends in South Florida, LA, San Francisco, New York, Chicago. You may want to turn down the speaker gain on that because it's a little loud, but it's all good. Welcome to all our friends out there. Welcome to Monday after a hectic Super Bowl Sunday. Congratulations to the New England Patriots. Told you, money was on the Patriots. Now, was I rooting for the Rams? Absolutely. By the end of the first quarter, I knew it was lights out, game over. Because, you know, there's something called the will of man. And the Patriots will not be denied one of the, you know, I gotta admit that in my life, I got to see Michael Jordan play. I got to see some of the great baseball teams of the Yankees and the Dodgers. And now I can honestly say that I've seen the greatest football team ever put together. Ever. Including the Green Bay Packers, which I didn't get to see, but better than all of those. I've seen films. They just understand this game.
This is the sixth time?
6 times. He's not retiring. He's coming back, much to our New York Jets nightmare. But I got to tell you something. He is a master. And he played that game like a chess master. Because what he did was he wore out that defense. And I'm going to tell you, the Rams.
He did.
Are great. They're going to be a great team. Dynasty, don't break them up. They played twice as hard than they had to on defense. He outlasted them until he finally scored. But that is the reason that Brady's the best. Patience, and did I say patience?
Patience and patience. But I have to tell you, I don't do football, but I do the girl thing. Sorry, ladies who like football. Halftime show. I'm sorry, by far, the worst halftime show I've ever seen. I just have to say, the one thing that we non-football watchers actually can come together with on the Super Bowl is the halftime show. What the heck was that? It was so not family friendly.
It was discombobulated.
Discombobulated. How do you have a family friendly show on primetime on Sunday that you have to bleep out the words? Seriously?
Yeah, that was a little
That was just beyond inappropriate.
That was a little bit. Now, from what I understand, and you guys, you know, I mean, you guys have Google, you can check. From what I understood, they had a problem with Maroon 5.
And it wasn't Maroon 5 who did that, though.
But they had a problem with that group because of some of the political things that are going on in football. So that started the whole array. I didn't even know who. Anybody know the name? You must know. You're a DJ. What's the name of the guy with the red hat at the end?
That was Outkast at the end, no?
Big Boy.
Big Boy? But what about the second guy? And I know they told me his name.
Hold on. Let's start with Big Boy first. Who the hell is Big Boy?
He's old school.
Old
right?
School.
He's like from 12, 13
years
ago.
Old school. This guy must be ancient school.
Big Boy?
No, he's recent.
Modern, yeah.
He's a L.A. Rap artist is what I heard. Is that true?
I honestly don't know much about Big Boy.
And you're a DJ.
I'm still with Biggie and all them.
I'm telling you, if you have to bleep out the songs, the words. No, it was the second guy.
Who was the second guy?
But you know what I can say, though, and what you're saying, though?
Travis Scott. Was that it?
Travis Scott. But doing what I do for so many years, right? I sit down with my clients. I do a lot of bar mitzvahs and sweet 16s and stuff like that. This is what that generation is listening to. And the adults have no idea. I always encourage the parents, when you send me the song, before you send me the song list, please YouTube these songs so you are not surprised when I start playing this at your event.
So should we tell the NFL and the event planners of the NFL, before you choose your halftime performers, please listen to the lyrics. Come on.
Well,
and I'm not a lyric person, but clearly, if it has to be beeped out.
A few years ago when they had the wardrobe.
I think I would have rather had the wardrobe mix function, quite honestly.
Janet can wardrobe mix function all day long. I don't care. I would love that
But you know what? Look what happened, right? So that went all over the news the next day of her wardrobe malfunction.
Right.
Have you heard one word about the lyrics?
No, but
not one.
But wasn't it Timberlake that was with her?
Yes. Justin Timberlake, yeah.
And he's done about 75 movies since. It blew up his career.
But not one person has said anything that it was inappropriate content on the lyrics. So what are we teaching? Sorry,
but her breasts is hanging on us was inappropriate too.
Yeah, and we heard about that, right? Everyone condemned her for it.
We didn't hear enough.
Well, and Adam just took his shirt right off.
Yeah.
No one condemned anything about last night's halftime performance. It was just socially acceptable that's okay.
People were talking about it. It wasn't a very
different time. It's just a different time.
It wasn't a very solid.
Music is not music. The best show I've ever seen halftime was Prince.
Yeah,
when he was in Miami.
That was great.
And he did Purple Rain, and it was downpouring. I just watched a documentary about that not too long ago about that particular show.
And he did Purple Rain, and it started pouring on her.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Adam Levine does a great cover of Purple Rain. I thought he was going to do that. But
he didn't do that. I would have done a throwback to the greats in football history, and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? What the hell do I know? Now, I have a trivia question. You can't play.
I can't play, okay.
You can because you're going to know the answer to it.
Okay.
Open up to the ladies. Tony, you got to move closer.
Tony, come up here so I can.
You sit next to my Tay.
If you know the name, let us know of the person that sang the national anthem.
Last night?
Last night's game.
Yes, that was
Natalie Cole.
No, Gladys Knight.
That's right.
Ding, ding, ding. She wins
And
a bag of
looking
coffee,
really
Freddie.
good, I must say.
I'm going to tell you something. You win a bag of coffee. I'm going to tell you, Gladys Knight. You see Gladys Knight? Yeah. You see Gladys Knight last night? She looks like she's 30.
Yeah, she looks fabulous.
The lady on CBS News, the black lady correspondent, the big one up in New York, says, she said it. I'm repeating it. Now it's open ground.
Who said it, Gail?
Yeah. She said, black don't crack. And this woman looks like she's 30. It is amazing how now she can't hit the note no more. You know, she sort of kept it down low. But holy smoke, I couldn't remember who she was.
But at least she knew the words.
Yes.
That's
Amen.
right.
Not much to say about Christina Aguilera a couple years ago.
Yeah, but Christina's from South America. She knows.
If you're singing the national anthem, I mean,
you think you would learn it, right?
You know, you think.
I would have hummed it. I would have hummed.
And the home of the brave, land of the free, freedom of speech. I guess is what last night's show was. But congratulations, to the New England Patriots.
Did you like the game?
Honestly, I had a surprise visit yesterday. I had my mom and dad came to visit, and it was her birthday.
Her birthday,
so
yep. I saw that.
She called and she said, I'm at Meisner Park. And I said, I guess you're coming over? She says, no. I'm like, you're not coming over? Okay, I'll come over for 5 minutes. Dad's going to wait in the car. I said, all right, now we got to order dinner. And she goes, well, my dad says, well, don't cook. I said, don't worry. I'm not planning on cooking. Publix delivered. They said, what'd you get for dinner? I said, nothing. I'll have a dinner delivery, do dinner. So she came, they stayed for dinner, and I missed the first half of the show. And we went in for halftime, right? When you always go in. And that was that.
You didn't miss anything. It was the most boring game.
Well, you know what? It was boring because there wasn't a lot of scoring. But if you love football, that was traditional football.
It was a great matchup.
And I was a defensive coordinator. I loved it because all of a sudden my two sons with me, Gio stayed to watch some of it, and Freddie was there. And Freddie already knew where I was going with this thing. And I said, I'm going to tell you, this is a great game plan that they both had the same game plan.
It was a great matchup.
Was to wear out the other team's defense. You can't score through a wall. And that's what they ran into. When he missed the first kick, I said, holy smokes. But I thought they should have won by more. I think New England, by far, is a more superior, well-rounded team. Not to say the Rams aren't good. They are good. They will beat everybody else. Brady's just that good.
He's that good.
Edelman, you see that kid Edelman that's been with Brady for 10 years. Yeah. He said, if I ever had a brother in my life, which he doesn't, Brady, this guy would be his brother. MVP, he caught what, 11, 12 passes? Nobody could cover this guy. This guy, you could have played catch with him all day. He was all over the field.
Okay, enough football. We got a lot going on. I got a lot of things to clean up. They just made millions of dollars, and we got some housekeeping to do. Okay. So congratulations to the New York Patriots. I just got notification.
The New York Patriots.
The New York Patriots.
Congratulations,
New York
to the New York
Patriots.
Patriots.
At least you're listening, right?
Everybody in Boston right now is throwing rocks at that TV.
But you
The New
know,
York Patriots.
Social media just shut down. I don't know.
but I got
Oh, my
y'all
sm-
listening, didn't I?
No, that was just funny.
New England Patriots. Anyway, I just got notification that our Gazette went out this morning, just now.
did it?
Brooklyn Cafe TV Gazette February edition has just gone out. The first edition of February, so check your inboxes. Right now went out. We had 2 artists of the week. We've got Brooklyn Cafe TV on Ice, which is quickly approaching on March 23rd at
Approaching
the BB.
or approaching?
And approaching. That's
You
a
must have had a
whole
heavy
nother-
night drinking.
I had not one drink this weekend, but I had a busy weekend. Crazy
You
weekend.
didn't drink at the wedding?
No, I got one drink and I spilled it all over my dress, and that was the end of that. I'm like, you know what? It's just the martini glass in my dress and my shoes. And 300 people later, you just can't walk around with a drink when you're in a party with 300 people.
A little different.
Just not conducive to drinking. Anyway,
I want to thank New York Sound, Steve in the house, for bringing on the limo driver and his services.
hey, Mr. DJ,
Hey,
Nick.
Mr. DJ
Nick.
Nick. I tried to surprise you guys by having him pick you up and take you, but he couldn't do the take, so he just picked you up at 12
Well, let me
o'clock.
tell you what amazing clients that we have, because not only did Nick and his white stretch limo pick us up from the wedding on Saturday night, Danielle Boujon Photography covered the brunch photos yesterday, so I got to see her, and she got a beautiful day outside, so she took all the pictures, and Jermina sent my mom apparently the most gorgeous arrangement for her birthday.
Nice.
So when you get to actually give back to everyone that comes forward to us, it was so nice that all of our resources, we were able to kind of spread the word on them this weekend.
Very nice. So again, I want to say
You're
thank
welcome.
you to my main man over here, and
you,
we are
Steve-o.
going to pay it back because I promised him a segment on Tells Your Biz down in the Boca Studios, and I want you to
Interview
him
Absolutely.
because you had that show before out there, so you know all the ins and outs on that. All
We
right.
got the Monday team back in the house. We've got Karen with us, and we've got Joyce and Maite, and we're adding a player. We've got Tony with us, Tony Gorn from Pure Wave. We wanted you all to meet, and then our 1 o'clock hour, we're talking about pain, inflammation, and diabetes. So I thought we put it all together, right? We talked about addiction when you ladies were here, Mental Health Awareness Monday, and that's just when you see what's going on. And we now know why, because of the music that our kids are listening to. I sound so old, right? I swear I would never sound like my mom.
Why?
I'm like
Because
sounding like my grandmother.
Because they curse, but you've heard curses.
No, but can I add something, and then we'll go get past it. But here's what I always say to my kids, because I say the same thing as you say. Wow, I sound like my father. But here's the difference. The difference is we all listened to music when we were kids that
Right.
our parents, Biggie, Tupac, whatever, right? The difference today is I would never have played the music in front of my parents, and blasted Biggie in my room, so they can hear it. It just wasn't allowed. I can't see going to Sunday dinner and then,
Right.
hey, Mom,
Well,
listen
actually,
to
it's
this.
a good segue, because when you go visit your kids in school, forget listening to the music. Some of the paraphernalia you find the roommates have left around the apartment when you as parents walk in, and you think, wow, really? Whatever you're doing, you should or shouldn't be doing, I'm not passing judgment, at least put it away when the parents come to visit on visiting weekend. That to me kind of blew me away when I would go visit my kids and there was stuff laying around the apartment.
Well, to me, I have two versions of this thing. If I have a bunch of adults enjoying alcoholic beverages, getting drunk, all bets are off. I mean, the guy curses, doesn't curse. Now, I got to see it on cable. So on cable, they didn't mute the sound. They didn't go beep, beep, beep.
What do you mean
beep.
on cable?
Well, it's a whole different thing. It's like us,
It fell off
watch it
a bus,
streaming
Steve-o,
now.
I guess.
I saw it streaming. So when we're on the radio show, they beep us out, but on the stream, it stays hot.
Right.
So you have to be responsible. The NFL has its own problems going on right now. Who knows if they said to them, because they're on a delay, said to them, don't curse, change the lyrics, whatever, and they went ahead and they did it anyway. Now, I think that there's a clause in there that says you don't get paid if you do it and you didn't tell us. So we'll see how that goes. But I wanted to talk about mental health on this thing because we have a new show that's going to be starting in a couple of weeks on Sunday, and a lot of that had to do with you being on the air, because apparently a lot of people are expressing and opening up themselves to some of the things that we talked about that day. And that is the beginning of conversation. And this is something that over the weekend we are talking about. How is it that you get people to come forward and talk about things that bother you, how do you do it in an open forum? And here you are today again, and that's a great thing. We talked about mama and anxiety, and I got some people. I mean, look at this. You look like Wolfman Jack with them glasses.
He's got his glasses on. And it's interesting because we do have a new show starting on the 18th, February 18th. It's Mental Health Monday. It's an evening show, and two ladies are putting that show together. So it's not on the cafe, but we were talking Friday about topics. And some of the topics I said, they went, that's boring. What we deal with is so much bigger. I said, to you and your patients, you've got those bigger topics, right? There's addiction and there's trauma and there's abuse. But then there's, I guess, once you're in the business, to them it becomes boring, but those everyday topics of the sandwich generation and your parents and your children and the music and addiction and walking into your kid's college apartment and finding paraphernalia, right? So there's so many topics that do you become, I don't want to say immune, but desensitized to it?
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I
Yeah,
don't think that we have that.
We don't have that because there's always someone out there that's, hurting that we need to help. It is a family disease. Addiction is a family disease. It affects every aspect of the family. Whether the person that is addicted is not showing up to family functions or stealing from their parents or whatever. There's so many things that we do. We try to get the families involved in the recovery process. That's a whole different venue as itself. So we don't get sensitized by it because we're living it every day.
And we actually had a guest Friday on, and she's a food addiction coach, and she talked
Tough lady.
Right, we'll have to bring her back, and she talked about how as a child she was a food addict, and she would rummage through garbage cans and rummage through friends, and it's not as if they couldn't afford food, but she was a food addict, and she said, but her mom was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Her dad had some other issues. I've got the chills. So when you talk about addiction, right, it's not illegal to be a food addict, but yet emotionally, she has an addiction.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
there's so many things that happen when you sit down and you admit to yourself, okay, I'm an addict. I need help. But before we get there, I want to back the truck up. And you're a big part of this, Steve. I'm glad you're here today. Ground zero. Where it begins, where that snap happens, how does it happen, why does it happen? Ground zero. Finding the place where, okay, we need to talk about this because you're headed down the wrong way if we don't. Like music. A lot of people express themselves in music and they tell you that the lyrics explain how you feel. And I think that's some of the stuff that you're having a problem with right now. It could be these individuals are expressing themselves, or they have something that they're hiding, or they're talking about, whatever. Now, you listen to music all day in your life. That's what you do. Mm-hmm. When you meet the artists, do the lyrics match the artist?
I would say back in the day, absolutely.
And today?
It was a more lyrical era back then. Today, they don't have to put much thought into the lyrics. It's all about the beat and the chorus.
Yeah,
it's not really lyrically.
I still think the music is a form of expression of whatever's going on inside of you. And so
Absolutely.
even though back in the day, as we say, there was a little bit more depth in terms of the emotion, I think that what you're seeing now in music is a lot of frustration and a lot of what the young people feel they're trying to overcome. And that's why I see such a difference in the music that we're experiencing now.
Right.
It's so much. And you work with all ages. And Karen was saying how you don't work together, but you work together. Right? You cross-refer. And
We
then we
refer
were
to each other,
we wanted
yes.
to ask Maite, and we have to get Maite and Mike.
We got to load up a mic.
We have to put some batteries in.
those have,
that works.
but you got to just load
I
them.
wanted to ask, because I understand Karen, she's the interventionist. She comes in and she works with the intervention. Maybe afterwards, then they come to Inspire, or a family comes to you and says, Joyce, what do? I need an intervention. Where does Maite fit into this A-team, as Michelle calls you?
Well, I just, from a recovery coach, peer support, so a person with lived experience, a person in long-term recovery who has not had a drink or a drug for almost 9 years now.
Get ahead. That's amazing.
Definitely not my doing. This definitely has everything to do with
Good.
God of my understanding, okay? But most importantly, how I fit into this, the scope of things, if I am getting a referral and this person needs to be placed in an, what is the level of care that needs to be determined, that is usually a protocol that's followed by whomever. At this point, I'm working with a new medical facility named Ventry Medical Associates, and they utilize a psychiatrist as well as the detox. And so it's really trying to figure out what is the level of care that needs to be addressed in order for this person to be placed according to what their needs are.
Okay, so then let me ask you the big question in the room. We meet people every day, and we talk to people every day, young, old, everything in between. And can you size up somebody who should get help because you can see it and feel it on them? I mean, you got the experience. Would you make that determination? Says, this is somebody we have to watch.
It's really up to that person at the end of the day. I would be able to, I'm not an interventionist like Karen.
Right, that's my skill set.
Right. So if at any point, there needs to be an intervention that the family needs to, get involved, this is when I would call Karen.
Okay.
And I would say, hey, we need to do an intervention. This is really getting worse. What are the telltale signs? Just like
Right.
Joyce was talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joyce.
Well, it's because we're boots on the ground kind of people in the field that we're in. We get calls from all over, to help people get into a specific treatment center that will help their whatever they're going through, whether it's an eating disorder or trauma-driven, or they need a gender-specific program, whatever it is. So we're affiliated with a multitude of programs out there that will fit that person's need.
Do you guys find, I'm going to ask all of you, do you find that, I don't want to say generation, right, because you work with multi-generations, you work with our age, you work with children,
Right.
you work with older.
7 to 77.
Yeah.
Do you find that there's more people in need of help than maybe earlier in your careers? Or do you think people now are saying, maybe they're more accepting and like, I really need help, more families more aware?
Well, I think with the opioid epidemic that's out there, there's a lot more people that need treatment, especially with the fentanyl being laced. And I think there's from 20, I could talk about 20 years ago. I never saw it in this scope.
That's what I'm asking. It's just
You know what I
bigger.
mean? Yeah.
Well, the other thing, too, that I've noticed in the last 20 years is that the cases are more complicated.
Yeah.
People are under more stress, more anxiety. There's a whole lot more on the mental health side that didn't used to appear. 20 years ago, you used to get a call, this guy's drinking, we got to get him to a treatment center. Now it's they're drinking, they're depressed, they're anxious, they're failing out of school, they're in the middle of a divorce. Like, it seems like everything has become more catastrophic a lot quicker. And I think that's
what it
a
seems
state
like
of what's
to me.
going
Just
on.
everyday life, even if you don't have this addiction going on, everyday life seems more chaotic and catastrophic.
Absolutely. And that's what I was going to say also, Dawn, because although we're here focusing a little bit on the talk of addiction and more severe problems, like you started out talking, I work with families that just someone is depressed and they don't know what to do to help them. So I do things from very low level, stress, anxiety, having trouble at school, kids being bullied. It's all about kind of reaching out. And I think Freddie started off right at the beginning of the hour talking about, well, what's going on, what causes this, and what's kind of escalating it now. And I think the truth and the bottom line of everything is that connection.
Right.
Loneliness is what
Right.
drives people
Isolation.
to self-medicate. The more friends you have and the more connection you have, and that's part of the recovery process.
Now,
the better off your
I
chances
want
are.
to bring Tony and Chris into this conversation
James.
because
James.
Chris, but he looks like Chris
He
Rock
looks
with
like
them
the
glasses.
other Chris. I know who you think he looks
Yes.
like.
Well, that's right. You're right. Listen, but I want to talk about because pain, people having pain.
Nice.
You go to the dentist because you have a toothache. Next thing you know, you can't get off the oxycodone. right?
Right.
From a toothache.
And there's all kinds of pains. There's emotional pain, there's physical pain, there's perceived pain.
Right.
When I went to NYU, I was affected. I think it's Terry Bradshaw now is the president of that whole depression thing, right?
Right.
And it wasn't in the day. It wasn't classified. So I went through it, and it got real lonely in this room. You talk about the man in the dark room, honey. You ain't seen how dark it could get. But I want to bring them into the conversation because pain becomes an issue. It becomes an easy way of getting on hold of things that are going to hurt you.
Let's go to commercial break first. When we come back, we'll address, there's so many things to address. Monica will cue up some commercials. We'll make sure everything's up and running. Take a look in your inbox while we go to break. Instead of getting a sandwich, look for the Brooklyn Cafe TV Gazette that just went out. And stay tuned. We'll be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone at 561.
Do you want to learn how to eat healthy? Do you know that vegan food tastes great? Let me show you how I can make vegan, vegetarian, healthy food taste delicious. For more information, contact Chef Zlicious at 561-629-0593. We've made guest appearances on Fox 29 News, CBS 12, PBS, and more. Let my dishes speak for themselves so that you can enjoy healthy eating again. You can follow me on Twitter at Zainab73 and on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Zlicious. That's ChefZelicious. Let's get healthy again. Woo!
And we're back.
And we are
A lot
back.
of stuff going on.
Mental Health Awareness Monday. We're going to talk pain and inflammation. Wait till you see Dr. Lee. She's coming in at 1 o'clock. We're going to talk about
That's a whole different level.
acupuncture and pain and diabetes and inflammation. And I have another treatment this afternoon because I squeeze it in when I can before she goes back to Boston. But there's so many things. You wanted to talk about pain and how it starts with addiction. And Tony and James are here with Pure Wave. And Maite is here, and you're with Ventry Medical Associates.
Yes, I am.
And when she started telling us about this deep transcranial magnetic stimulation, you know,
Which sounds like it's deep in the head.
Right.
I always get nervous when it comes to brain stuff.
Why?
Why? Because it's your brain. Let's talk into the
Turn it
mic.
down.
Oh, it's non-invasive. It can be used either concurrently with medication or without medication, depending on what the prescription is from the psychiatrist. And the sessions are pretty much covered by all insurances right now. This is when, you know, the medications have not worked. You're able to, after the assessment is completed by the psychiatrist, you're able to get a prescription. The sessions are only 5 days a week, and they can
They're
last
only 5 days a week?
5 days a week.
And as opposed to
15
7?
minutes, 15 minutes. 15 minutes in duration, and the prescription can be 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and even up to 6 weeks. And people usually come out in complete remission of depression.
And
It's
this
a
was with
wonderful
board-certified
tool.
psychiatrists. I'm just reading the pamphlet. What does it do? It looks like a. you can't
It
see
looks
the
like
pictures,
a,
but it's kind of
right,
like
it looks
a helmet.
like a helmet, right? And it's got a coil, okay, that sits right in front of your forehead.
Talking to the mic.
Okay, in front of your forehead.
Right.
And once placed there, all you're going to feel is pulsating, and all it's doing is mapping your brain.
Well,
That's-
I want to say, don't give all the goodies
And it
away
says it's
because
for
I want to
treating
say some of
depression,
this.
though. It's not. We're
Okay,
not
well,
talking
take-
pain. We're
take-
talking
take-
depression, right?
Take it easy.
Depression.
We got a
bipolar.
lot of stuff to cover
I
here.
know. We got a lot to do.
But the bottom line here is, can we agree pain is a big advocate of using
Addiction.
addiction
Oh,
and what
absolutely.
have you,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
Depression, walking around in
Right.
the fog, nobody loves me, I can't
Right.
see straight, you know, whatever. My parents are like my father. I'm going to the jungle on Friday to see my 87-year-old, and he lives in the jungle. And anybody wants to come with me, you're more than welcome. But you know what? Bring your battle gear. Depression
Right.
sets in by Thursday night. I know what I'm facing. All of these things trigger. Can we use that name? Can we use that word, trigger?
Absolutely.
Tony, is that
Absolutely.
okay to use a trigger that brings on pain and depression and anger?
Anxiety.
Anxiety. Triggers. We're looking for triggers that we can agree upon. And then once we can agree upon that, everybody agrees, okay, that's a problem. Then we will look for resolution to these problems. I just lost hearing in my right ear.
Yeah, there's a lot of triggers, and we talk about, and that's why I wanted Tony to join you ladies today, is those that are addicted, right? Karen, you do, in a perfect world, Karen does the intervention, and they go and they see Joyce, or they go to Maite, and they're placed in an appropriate facility, and everything at the end of the day, right? We're rainbows and unicorns, and everyone is on their road to recovery. And then life happens, right? You break a finger, you need a root canal, you twist your ankle, even something really simple as far as pain. And then there's this fear, it's this fine line of, what are we going to do? If I take too much Tylenol, right? You don't want to do that either, right? And then you're dealing with liver. You
Well,
take
let's
too much
say-
ibuprofen.
Well, let's bring it back to the question. If you could
What
see
is there?
somebody use a loved one, a
we,
pet.
We use a lot of peer supports for that. Sober supports, peer supports. You know, last week I had a root canal myself. But I was also very involved with my sober supports that are around me to make sure I'm okay.
And what is that? What
You
is a
know,
sober support?
Sober supports is somebody that you have in your inner circle that is sober in recovery for long term, that kind of know you and you know them, and it's a trust kind of a relationship. So they will, you know, hold the medications.
How do you get around that?
But what
No
do you
meds.
do when you're in pain? You're like
Well,
root canal.
you don't go for no meds when you have serious surgery. That's
Right.
something that, you know, oftentimes there's that discussion in the recovery world.
Right.
If I'm in recovery and I have to go for open heart surgery, now they want to put me on pain medication.
Or they don't
Does that
do
mean
it-
I need to pick up a white chip?
They don't do it
Right.
without anesthesia. I thought they went in there
Exactly.
cold.
You know, once you recover, you become superhuman, and so now you don't need any kind of medication. You'll never take an aspirin again. No, that's not the case.
Yeah, it's
and
not
what we want
true,
to do
yeah.
is just make sure that a person that has to go through any kind of physical rehabilitation or accident or broken bones, or, you know, we're human beings.
Right.
And yes, they may be more susceptible to a full-blown relapse if they continue medication unsupervised or don't have that support system in place.
That's where we want to bring
Right.
Tony into the conversation on pain, because you were here on Thursday.
And Friday.
Well, she was
And
with us
today.
on Friday, and we're talking to Michelle about pain. And Michelle had mentioned that you had just had a root canal, and she was like, how much ibuprofen can I really give Joyce?
We were
And
just at an expo yesterday, and one of my doctors came in that is a biological dentist, and he brought one of his patients with him. We applied the therapy device to her jaw where she had just had the surgery, a root canal, and in a 24-minute session, she was 75% pain-free. And that was just in the beginning after she left and came back. It had gone up even more. So it continues up to 8 hours to reduce the inflammation.
Now, is it because the machine is constant? Is the machine constant, or is it because the way you are applying it is working?
Well, when you apply it, it's creating the circulation and blood flow to decrease the inflammation, and then it continues to keep working up to 8 hours. So it's just getting everything moving and decreasing the pain and inflammation, and without medications.
Right, and I think understanding that inflammation, see, a lot of this stuff is very medical and very complex, but understanding that inflammation is what causes most of our physical pain.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if you're able to use something that will help to reduce that inflammation, other types of tools, meditation, anything that you can do to kind of calm and self-regulate the body certainly helps. So.
Yeah.
Do you remember, gosh, I guess 6 months ago,
Probably
we put
not.
the whole you will remember this, we put this whole medical panel together.
Yes.
And it was a broad-based panel, and we would bring in different holistic healers and different people we worked with. This just takes you to a whole nother level.
It is.
Because you can't take the person, right? You can't just have Karen, you can't just have Joyce, you can't just have Maite or Tony and James. It becomes bigger, right? Then you need Leslie, and we need the Pure Wave, and you need the sober support, the accountability buddies. I mean, all of this is so big, and I think about my parents' generation. It was never that big.
Well,
I mean,
it
there were
wasn't.
things,
It wasn't
but it was
talked
like,
about.
It is
Right.
now.
Right.
It was a different era. I
different.
think Steve will hit on that old school mentality. It's always been there. The problem is nobody spoke about it. I mean, you have a center.
Well,
When
maybe
I
it's
tell
better
people
this way
what you
now.
do,
Right.
they sit back and they go, holy smokes, I can't think of any other center like that. I mean, what you do is, forget about what you guys do. I mean, I gave you the biggest critic of what you do Friday night, which name shall be remain nameless, but you won her over. She says, something, this sounds logical.
You did a great job Friday night for the woman who didn't want to be on camera Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. You were fantastic.
And people are talking about it, but I think that the issue here is that you're bringing intelligence to the conversation. In the old days, it used to be taking aspirin and call me in the morning. That's changed. I was gonna ask you, you do a lot of DJ work at night. You do it with young millennials and young kids, right? One of the discussions that we had was at these parties, people hand out pills.
Yep.
They're drinking, they're boozing, the Molly. I know the Molly.
Right.
I know somebody in my family. I call him with pounds of this stuff, and I said, "This is going to drive you nuts."
It's even worse. They put a whole bunch of pills that nobody has any idea what they are into a bowl and just
it's
take
a
There's a
it.
party, isn't that a party?
I honestly, I mean,
Has
I
a
come
name.
from the days of the 70s and the 80s where partying was partying and there was a certain pride in what you were doing. I can't imagine, sticking my hand into a bowl full of pills that I have no idea what they do and just swallowing a handful of pills. So I don't know if it's really the same. I think that has escalated to a different level.
People
yeah,
are
it's-
actually dying and being brought back to life is the new death game.
Yes, thank God for
Right.
Narcan. It's
Narcan,
saved
the
a
Narcan.
million people, I'm sure.
So
yeah.
people are getting high, and they flatline, they bring you right back. I mean,
Yeah.
there are people that have this down to a science. I mean, what the hell is going on?
But the level of help that people need, I mean, talk about a cry for help. As a society, as a whole, it's enormous, the amount of help, everything. And I always say politics aside, but all of this stuff that is happening in our country, no matter what side you're on, is causing anxiety for the country.
Well, and the bottom line here is that it affects everybody in every age, and we're beaten up on the negative stuff. So I want to flip the script now, and let's talk about there is help out there. There are things you can do. Listen, I have neuropathy. I've been chasing this neuropathy for 2 years. Look, I've tried everything. You know it. I tried it on the air. I tried it off the air.
But I got to ask
take
you
it
a
home.
question besides your neuropathy. You watched this show last week you keep talking about,
Yes.
which is one of the reasons that Freddie really wanted to bring you ladies back on, and how you think you know your kids
Yes.
and you don't know your kids.
True that. True that.
And back to this non-show that you watched, to find out one of your kids or your loved one needs an intervention. And this is what I want to, and we can talk about pain, all these other subjects, that there is help, that we can reach out to some of these people here, these ladies, these resources, and say, I need help. They reach out to Joyce. You can reach
That's
out to
right.
Karen and say, what?
Well, one of the things that stops people from reaching out is thinking that, oh, this is going to be very expensive and I can't get involved with all of this and take on that responsibility. I want everybody to know that the first call to me is free. It's about me trying to analyze what I might be able to do or what someone I know might be able to do to help you. So pick up the phone and reach out for help, because one of the things that I thought we would be talking about today is we're so close to Valentine's Day. Talk about depression. The next 2 weeks are a huge trigger for people.
Tell me why.
Loneliness. Right. Just loneliness, I'm not in love, nobody loves me.
Nobody loves me.
Right.
God, I wish I had a nickel for that one.
You mean that created Hallmark Holiday?
Yes.
Nobody loves me.
They can sell some cards and flowers.
To make ourselves feel bad about ourselves. You didn't get chocolate and candy, and flowers from somebody.
Wow. That's scary.
There's so many resources out there, like Karen is saying, that we're all tapped into, so one way or another.
So you're more than just an addiction intervention then.
Absolutely.
Who would, I can't say your ideal patient, but someone was looking for help in what? Even in depression, anxiety.
Yep.
Think how many people, it's not someone that says, you know what, my loved one is addicted to OxyContin. My loved one is an alcoholic. It's bigger than that. I'm depressed.
Right.
My loved one is depressed. My loved one has anxiety. I don't
Anxiety
know what to
is
do.
a big one.
As a parent, I don't know what to do anymore because you try and try, but it's beyond the scope of what I can do 24/7. Right. Will you help with that?
Absolutely.
See, there's so many things.
With anything, kids that are being bullied at school, there's some dynamics that are going on now in the world that are really heartbreaking. And so if you happen to be a softer, person, the world is kind of rolling up on you right now. And so even for senior citizens that have lost a spouse and are sad and depressed and lonely at home, loneliness is a condition that knows no age. And if we can bond together as a society to help people, that really is my goal, is just to be able to, if I can't help you, I'll pass you on to someone I think can. Right. So assessing what someone's going through is really the toughest part of what I do.
And you are with the Circle of Care. Phone number is 561-350-0310. And of course, you can always reach us at the cafe, and we can always give out Karen's number. And then for Joyce,
Inspire Recovery for the LGBTQ community. We are the only treatment facility in the state of Florida.
I found that out.
On the East Coast.
The only one.
I'm the only one.
And I found that out because I talked to some people,
and they said,
to me, "You got to be kidding me! Is that really exists?" Because they were involved in the other institutions, not yours. And I gave them your number, and I'm hoping that they call. Sometimes it's really sensitive about speaking about these things to people. And yes, you're right. I'm going to tell you, all of you, I talked to my sons over the weekend. You think you know your kids. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put an end to this. Simple. You don't. You don't know them. They are humans. They have their own dilemmas, their own problems that you know nothing about.
I'm so glad you said that.
Just get hip to the game, because if you don't, it's going to cost them their life.
And he's been talking about this for 10 days now. And
it just gets me crazy.
We got to bring you guys back in. Because you don't know, right? And I actually said to my mom, you can't swear for anyone but yourself. And she says yesterday, sometimes you can't even swear for yourself. Because when you're lonely, when you're a caregiver, right? Everything you knew about yourself has now changed. Because forget your ailments, now you're dealing with somebody else's and their level of depression. And you can't even be responsible sometimes for what you say, because you're just done. You're just depleted. What do you tell us? Your cells have just depleted, right? Your energy levels are like, zoop, gone. Discharged, exactly.
And it's funny. I mean, you have your daughters, and you can see how much this man loves your family. You're a family guy. I've seen the pictures. I've seen how you work around them. Is it allowable to tell your kids, listen, because they're going to deny, everybody deny it. And you tell me the same thing, I'm going to deny. But at least plant the seed and let them know, listen, I know you're an individual. I know you have your issues, but I'm here for you. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I want you to come and talk to me.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Set up, no shame, no stigma, no judgment. Your kid should be able to come to you and say, I'm a little sad, without you saying and trying to fix the problem for them. And I think that's what happens with parents. They jump in, they want to fix, right?
Well, that's the key to this whole thing, right?
Wow. I'm so glad you brought that up. You can't put a pillow under your kid.
Yeah.
Right. Dependency.
Yes.
Not, whether it's the child or the parent. I've seen through all the patients or clients that I've helped, I've seen parents that need more help sometimes than the actual patient. And that's because there's a codependency on wanting to save them, on wanting them, well, this is what I want for my child, this is what I want them to do. And yet, they may sit down with an interventionist, they may sit down with Joyce, and they'll come to understand once they've had a family therapy session, whereas they've been part of the whole problem all along.
Right. You know, it's interesting. We have a brand new producer, Elliot, who works for Atlantic High School. Right? Elliot, grab a mic. Grab a mic real quick. Atlantic High School. Now, tell us a little bit about what you do at Atlantic.
I direct the percussion, and I'm in charge of teaching the morning class and directing the drumline and front ensemble after school.
And how many kids are faced in front of you that you deal with on a
20 to
day?
30.
Now, you see, Atlantic High School, we did a show.
We did.
That was who JJ was. I'm going to tell you, it's a tough school. It isn't like in the Bronx in the day, but it's still a tough school. And I wanted to ask Elliot, when you see these kids in front of you, you ever sit and say, you know something, this particular kid, without talking to them, can use some extra help because, do you ever see that?
There's been a couple of times actually that I reached out to them and have asked them.
Lower the slide. Okay, so, I mean, this gentleman, okay, and he's a producer here and he's into sounds and everything else. He's faced with these kids almost every day and he sees it. So, as a coach, what do you do? How do you get in touch with parents? What do you do? What do you say? What do you do?
Want me to take that one?
You can both take it. Give me both versions.
Maite wants to say something too.
First thing that I would say right off the bat is that, kind of piggybacking off of what Maite just said, if you tell a parent that they're codependent in the first sentence, you've lost the communication with that person.
Right.
Because
Important
people
point.
have this idea that codependency is a terrible thing.
Okay.
It is not always a terrible thing. It's what caretakers do in order to help someone survive and live. When you see kids in that situation, what's really the best thing to do is to talk to them. Yeah, they're human beings. Depending, you want to be age specific, you want to be gentle, you're not replanting and replacing a parent, but you want to come in and let them know, I'm your teacher, I'm your coach, I'm your mentor, I'm here for you. And if you do see that child is not really responding to you in kind or is trying to defend themselves and saying there's nothing wrong, the next step might be to just kind of reach out to a parent and say, hey, I just want to, kind of make you aware, little Joey was having a rough day today, you might want to talk to him, I tried talking to him. I think it all comes down to being human and being caring, being an empathetic individual.
Okay.
And letting them feel that from your heart, not just, saying, I'm here to teach you, or, let me tell you what to do.
As a parent or as a friend?
As a teacher.
Or as a teacher?
You asked as a teacher.
Let them feel it from the heart and just...
But what if they turn their back and say, you're just being a teacher? What do you do? Do you just keep
let
going?
them know that you're there for them.
Right.
Let them
I
go?
have to tell you, though, these kids, and we know a lot of them at that school, and my daughter's an elementary school teacher. They're savvy, but
Right.
it's literally the cry for help.
Right.
You see it all around you.
All around
Now,
you.
before you get there, real quick.
Maite had something to say.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought.
Okay, so hold on I'll come back to you.
From a peer point perspective.
That's where I was going to go.
Okay. I've had conversations with individuals who may have had loss of, job, loss of, their blackouts are becoming more and more prevalent in their life. Where you start seeing a lot of the behaviors that go along with, loss of control. And I sat down and just talked about what it was like for me as I go back into what I went through. And you see that spark go off.
Right.
And that's that little piece of miracle that comes along with that peer point experience, because they've never heard their story being told by someone else of what they're experiencing.
Right.
So they can relate, you mean?
They
Right, relate.
And on that relation, you planted a seed, and that's the seed that that will continue to grow.
So them coming
And
to
when
you,
they're ready, when they're
they
ready
come to you.
make changes, that's when they're going to be able to, unless, at that point I need an interventionist, because maybe it's really a loss of control. Maybe they just overdosed and now they're coming back from it. And so we need a bigger person to come in and say, hey, I need your help.
I like to steal from Oprah and call that the aha moment.
Yes.
in the old day, they used to call it over the threshold. If you can get and you ask questions and they come to you, then you have half of it resolved because they're coming to you as opposed to you going to them and fixing this whole thing.
Right.
Now, I have another question because we're going to run on to the next segment. Male, female, same approach?
Human being, every single person is different.
Hold on a second.
No male and female because there's a whole nother set of
I'm
categories.
going to give you a little cha-cha to this dance. Male has this, he's the dad. He controls his domain. He's the man. Coming to him about...
Not every male.
But hold on.
Right?
Well, that's what we got to get to because in his house, you're talking about 2 daughters as opposed to a son. And over here, I got a female, got a son and daughter, different approaches. In my experience, that's where I messed up because in my world, there should be different
But it's not that they're
Here's
male,
the thing.
female, it's who they are.
Hold on, let her answer.
And here's the thing. You can have 2 males in the same family, 2 brothers, completely different. Each human being is unique, like a snowflake individual drop. You can't approach everybody the same way. My job is to be a chameleon. My job is to assess what you need, not to be who I am outside of work, but to come in and be the thing that you need in that moment and coordinate and make sure that if you identify as LGBT, that you find a place like Inspire and don't end up in a treatment center that says, oh, we have a gay lesbian track. Because you need specific help and specific situations. And that's the same for young males, young females, little kids, seniors. You know, you're a 60-year-old man. You don't want to be sitting next to a bunch of 18-year-olds that are just shooting heroin for the first time and their parents caught them.
Right.
You've been using for the last 30, 40 years, and you need a different approach. So that's where Maite is talking about putting together that kind of peer support.
Right.
Because each one is going to need something a little bit different.
How do you feel about that?
I was just gonna say, so the Steve thought of the day.
Steve
I'm
thought of
gonna
the day.
end this. Why everyone in here and what we're all talking about is so important, because we come from a generation where our parents knew what we were doing 90% of the time.
Yeah.
We had a
True that.
parent home,
True that.
right? And to your point, what you were just saying before, our teachers were our coaches, our friends, our guidance, you know, and discipline played a big error in every person we came in touch with. I used to get my whooped from my friend's mother and then go home and get a double whoop from my mom because she had to discipline me.
That's true.
You know, but now we live in society that, unfortunately, both parents have to work. The kids come home from school. There's no one there. No one knows what's happening. And
parents will get angry if you try to parent their kids, too.
To sound right, and to sound old, but we have the internet against us. They have everything at their fingertips. And I think it all stems from there. And discipline, back in the day, listen, discipline was hardcore.
Right.
Now, if you yell at your kid a little bit
They're
too
gonna
much
call
in public,
HRS on you.
everyone looks around you and they stare at you like, and you get cops called on you. It's like,
Well, yeah,
it's amazing to
hardcore
me.
might have been a little too hardcore, too, in some cases. Like, we've got to find a society some happy medium.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
tell
switch
you-
over to radio.
Yes, we're going to switch, but I take hardcore over what's going on today,
Absolutely.
any day of the week,
Because
with
you old
all due
school.
respect. But
All
anyway,
right, stay tuned. The conversation continues. More with pain and inflammation. We've got Dr. Lee, some acupuncture. We've got Pure Wave. There's a lot going on here.
A lot
Stay
going on.
tuned. 95.3 FM, 1470 AM. Give us a call. 888-565-1470. And we'll be right back.
right back.
Advisors, that's how, and have her review your homeowner's policy. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. You commercial property owners, same goes for you. So what are you waiting for? Call Debbie at I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, tune in to the Dr. Bob Martin Show. From erectile dysfunction to eczema, heartburn to headaches, carpal tunnel to how to lower cholesterol drug-free. Sunday mornings at 10 on Talk 1470 WNN.
Now you can get Talk 1470 WNN on 95.3 FM too. loud and clear. Health and Wealth Radio, WNN.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Are you benefiting from your cup of solitude in the morning? Don't worry, be happy with One Mean Bean CBD coffee in your cup. One Mean Bean is a one-of-a-kind organic CBD-infused coffee available in K-Cups with a variety of specialty roasts derived from 19 different countries, many distinct flavors, and now Kentucky bourbon made proudly in Lexington, Kentucky. Your coffee bean dream doesn't stop there. No, with edibles, tropical formulations, and chocolate-covered coffee beans, to name a few. All products are made with only the highest quality CBD gold-pressed oils for maximum health benefits. So live your dream with One Mean Bean and CBD today and fight inflammation, reduce anxiety, and feel your best self. Find us at onemeanbean.com to place your order. For wholesale orders, please contact us at 844-441-4CBD. 100% money-back guarantee within the first month if you are not completely satisfied. Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone at 561-232-2626. We make your travel dreams come true.
It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. Yes, we don't have any more music. We don't. What's the matter there, Brasilia? Welcome to all our friends in South Florida to part two. If you missed part one, I highly recommend you hit rewind with your finger and nothing happens, but then watch it.
Well, hit rewind and watch hour one, because there are so many things to talk about. I kind of coined it Mental Health Awareness Monday, but there's so much more to it. We've talked depression, we talked anxiety, we talked the Super Bowl halftime show, because that gives me anxiety and depression. That's what our kids are watching, and that's who the NFL chose, something that is so, to me, if it's got to be bleeped out, it is not family friendly and should not be on prime time. Just my opinion, right to Freddie if you disagree. Anyway, welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe TV. You can find us on 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, live streaming all over social media at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. And give us a call to join our conversation, 888-565-1470. We are talking, oh my gosh, and we're going to talk about pain. We're going to talk about depression, anxiety. So join our conversation.
Did you call me a pain?
Did I? No. You calling yourself out?
I know. You said you're a pain. I
You
heard
calling yourself out on pain?
You just said I'm a
This
pain.
segment brought to you by One Bean Bean CBD. Speaking of pain.
Yes. Now listen, Michael, you got to get on the ball this week, my friend, because he has CBD creamer. He has CBD coffee. He has all sorts of stuff working that's being put all over the different places in the U.S., some of the hotels and motels and everything else. And we are going to bring him down, and he's sending us some product to play on the air. We're going to have a CBD day.
And I need to ask him because apparently there's been some studies, and all of you may have better information than I do, that if you are on a blood thinner, Plavix in particular, and I can't tell you anything else, you may need to check with your doctor about taking oral CBD because it has been known to increase bleeding. So I'm just saying, always check with it's been in the literature.
Where'd you hear that?
I was reading it yesterday.
Whose literature?
Google it and find out. I don't want to quote any sources.
I got Google right behind me.
All I'm saying, everyone, is before you start taking CBD, even though it has no THC, please, please, please consult with your physician before you start taking anything orally if you're on medications. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
How do you like that?
I have nothing to say.
And you're not on blood thinners, so?
I'm not, but I know the diabetic's blood, the thinner it is, the more it moves around until you hit new wave. And I'm going to talk to the doctor over
Pure
there.
wave?
Pure and new. I'm going to tell you, it's all the wave. But it's unbelievable the way this thing makes me feel because I sleep like a rock.
You sleep like a rock.
It's unreal. I mean, we did it last week, and he's shaking his head, yes. And it just calms you down, which answers your question about mom. Anxiety melts. It's just... maybe it's psychosomatic. My son, all of a sudden, he feels fantastic. You worked on his back and everything else. He says, Dad, do you think there's something psychosomatically wrong with me? This is Freddie. And I said, why? He says, because I feel great after they worked on me with this. I said, well, why can't you give in and say maybe it works?
This is pure science. It's not a placebo.
It's pure science.
Yes. Pure
Say that again?
science. I think we're on.
Yeah, say that again.
He just wants you to repeat
This
what you
is
said.
pure science. It's not a placebo. The substantiation and testing is all there.
So all we can
Years
do
and
is
years.
we can offer the information and resources, right? We provided all CBD. You can go to meanbean.com. And actually, Karen had asked you about this today. You take the peppermint. I use the edibles and the coffee beans, which Michael,
I
I
think
need
you just
more of
like
those
eating
too,
the
please.
edibles. That's a whole different.
No, I just like eating, but you know, this really helps. This roll-on is as topical. It has been fantastic.
Neuropathy? Where's the mama son? Your mom with neuropathy in her legs? You put this stuff on. You have to work it in. This isn't like a roll-on for deodorant. You know, you have to put this on, put it generously, and rub it in. 15 minutes on each leg. And I can only imagine when I go on to you.
To it.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's just happening. It's all
Don't
good
forget,
stuff.
save the date.
March 23rd. Now, there are people that are contacting me about the event on March 23rd. You must sign a simple statement that tells us who you are.
Yes.
I mean, if you're selling tickets and there's money, $100, $200 going to your organization, and we don't know who you are.
who the organization is, exactly.
The Panthers can't, I'm going to repeat that, the Panthers cannot make out the check to you because they don't know who you are.
Right, so any organization, company that wants to be a part of our event on March 23rd, please just contact us. You can send us an email at thebrooklyncafetv@gmail.com. You can always call us in studio. You can call the radio station and leave a message. But we need to get the form out to you because $6 from every ticket purchased through the link goes back to the foundation that we are working with. So the Panthers will pay you directly. Every ticket includes admission. Every ticket includes parking. Every ticket includes a pre-game party celebration up in the Chairman's Club level, live stream show. And every ticket includes, after the show, a slap shot.
Okay.
A slap shot,
A
a
slap
puck
shot.
shot.
You're going
puck
to take a slap shot.
I'm thinking it's a consonant, it's a vowel, don't need an and, it's an A. A slap shot,
A
a
slap
puck shot
shot.
on the ice. The $85 level ticket also includes all-you-can-eat food, drink, soft drinks at the Lord Stanley level. So
And we will be hanging out at the Lord Stanley level, so if you want to come up and party That's where we'll be.
March 23rd, the Florida Panthers play the Boston Bruins, and I have a new Hope School for Autism joining us tomorrow, and they are really, really looking forward to being a part of that as well.
That's right. And we have to get in touch with our friends at Miracle Mile because we want to bring as many of them as we can to come with us. We are going to start reading out the schedule because we want to have a party at that baseball field, which used to be Bucky Dent's. I don't know what they call it now. Is it the Miracle Mile?
Miracle League.
Miracle League baseball field?
Miracle League, Palm Beach County.
I'm going to take some interns with me. We're going to take the Magic Bus. We're going to take a Magic Bus.
Take the Magic Bus.
That's
Opening
right.
day
We're
is
gonna go
March
down.
30th.
That's right. We're going to go down there. We're going to hang out. We want to bring out the crowds, bring out some gifts, have some fun, pictures, the whole 9 yards. You know what? It's time to turn up the noise, baby.
Give
Time
us
to
a
come.
call, 888-565-1470. We've got
All right.
Dr. Lee back in the house, which is always amazing because I get to squeeze in my special acupuncture treatment. She's here for a week, and I usually squeeze in a couple sessions.
You know, it's really strange that this lady's here today.
This lady, I told you what happened when I went to see her last week.
You did.
Spectacular.
And Doc, you gotta do me a favor. You gotta let me know when you're gonna work on her because she comes in the next day and everybody's standing around going, "Somebody take the batteries out of Dawn," because she's going on 1,000,000 miles a minute. This is like
But besides that, whatever she
That
opens
is that.
up, and Maite had a whole nother opening up session that she went through. When I see Dr. Lee, you know, you don't often run into people in this world, in this town, that are as giving and give and give and give and help and ask for nothing back, right?
she's a healer.
She is a true healer in every sense, and what she does, it's remarkable. I get to go back today. Beware tomorrow, Freddie, is all I can tell you.
Oh, Lord help us.
We've got Dr. Lee with us. She goes back to Boston tomorrow. She is Boca Raton Acupuncture, and it's been renamed. So when I go to tag you, are you now?
What is it called?
Boca Acupuncture?
Boca Acupuncture Clinic. Yeah.
That's the name of it now?
Yes. We're going to set up a nonprofit organization for veterans in the future. But then we have another name for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you real quick. If people are watching today and they want an appointment with you today, you're booked today?
Yes, only in the afternoon. And then I
That wasn't the answer I
But
was
she
looking
comes back
for,
in a
huh?
couple weeks. The beautiful thing, and then she's moving down.
You know, this is a great idea. Come back like every once in a while. Even if you're here, say, no, I'm leaving and come back because you get booked. People, I mean, you must work like from 6 in the morning to 12 midnight.
No, actually, it's hard to accept new patient because you need a consistent treatment. For instance, for the inflammation, because inflammation is formed for many, many years. It's not like you got inflammation right away. You also take like at least 2-3 months to reduce that inflammation. And if you think about inflammation, it causes autoimmune disease, allergies, and cancer. It can mutate your genes if you don't get rid of that for years. So usually it takes 5 to 10 years to develop cancer from a chronic inflammation, either in your gut or in your stomach or in other areas like in the joints, or in the nervous system, such as multiple sclerosis or ALS. It's all started with inflammation. And then if you don't get rid of that or find a way to reduce the inflammation, you only take medication. The medication can reduce the symptoms, but never get rid of the inflammation.
Well, I was gonna ask you about that because they gave me a pill. What's the name of it?
Gabapentin?
Yeah. She knows it better than you.
What this woman knows is amazing.
Well, they gave me this pill, and I know there's somebody in the audience whose mom it was given to. I didn't take it. I listened to what you said to me, and I did not take it because I thought that the pill did more damage to me. My weight went up, my moods changed. And of course, it deadens everything in my body. I mean, I put a nail through my hand. I didn't feel that either. But that isn't what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the masking. I'm looking for reducing inflammation because apparently it's what I eat is causing the inflammation.
Yes.
Because
So-
Freddie sees the seafood diet, he eats everything in its
You've gotten better on it, but your
Better,
diabetes
but I
is
can be even better.
autoimmune. My Hashimoto's is autoimmune.
Is that like automatic?
Autoimmune. It's inflammation. You put a needle in the other day, right above my knee. Now, I've been for acupuncture for years and years, and acupuncture treated me before any doctor diagnosed my thyroid disease. So I'm used to the needles. You put one above my knee, and I went, holy smoke, what is that point? And she said, that's for inflammation.
Doc, I need that needle.
You have no idea. You really need to make an appointment and go see her.
I'm afraid of making an appointment. I'm going to come out looking like the mummy. There'll be 400 needles in me.
You know, the coincidence that last month I saw Dr. Lee and she says to me, I'm doing this new treatment on vision. And she starts treating my eye. The next day I went to the ophthalmologist and he diagnosed a problem with my eye. You saw it also, right? So these people that we work with, talk about aha moments that you talk, it's remarkable, just the resources. If you just, what do you say, follow the signs?
If you read the signs.
You read the signs, what's around us that can help us. And Tony, I wanted to bring you in to meet Dr. Lee also. You talk about pain and pure wave and inflammation. And while she's not in town, right, if she does a treatment and then people can use the pure wave at home until she comes back, what could synergistically
It's
this
actually
work
very
together?
complementary.
Right?
So doing the pure wave first, where you're getting all the dilation and blood flow, is just going to make it easier for what she's doing and actually super enhancing what she's, making it amplify even more than what it would without.
Yeah, so there are two ways to treat inflammation. If you only rely on acupuncture, then you have to do like 2-3 times a week or every other day, and nobody has the time or have the money to do that, right? And if you combine other ways, like healthy eating, reduce spicy food, or not eating too much any kind of food, including nuts, because nuts induce histamine. So if you already have inflammation, and you have more histamine released into your blood, then the swelling, the redness, the pain all goes up. So if it's in the joint, then you have more fluids come out of the blood vessel. If in your retina and people have macular degeneration and you have this spicy food or you eat too much chocolate and then suddenly this histamine goes up and then there is a fluids come out of the blood vessel in your macula.
Well, hold on, because I got a question then. Because as a diabetic, I was told to eat nuts to regulate my sugar, my blood sugar.
Yeah, that's the common, and Dr. Andrew Will mentioned that if you want to eat nuts 3 to 5, I mean, nobody eats 3 to 5. Yeah.
3 to 5. She said 3 to 5?
Yeah.
That's not even a handful, Freddie.
3 to 5.
But a handful.
3 to 5. 3 to
too
5 is what one hand, and I do 3 to 5 handful.
That's a little bit too much.
People want to know how they can find you. They're already typing in what's your phone number, how can they find you?
They can go to bocaacupuncture.org, and I have all the information there. Or they can just call 617-817-1910.
Okay, let's do that again slowly, the number.
It's 617-817-1910. And you can text me about your questions because I write a lot of articles about each, or go to YouTube. You can just go to YouTube and type my name, Li Zheng, and then maybe about like neuropathy or macular degeneration or high eye pressure. That's all we can help with the acupuncture and herbs. So it's all tied up with the inflammation.
And hormone regulation. That's when I started, Dr. Lee. But you know, I think back to last week. I think you guys were here and I was sitting on the mat. And then I saw Dr. Lee that afternoon. I think I told you it was one of those days and everything just kind of exploded and went into alignment.
Yeah, but there's healing going on.
Oh, you know? There's a lot.
There's a lot of good stuff going on at the same time with the mats. I can actually feel in my legs the tingling.
Do you have it on right now?
No, I don't.
Pure Wave?
I don't. But those 2 days when I did it, I felt the tingling going on in my legs.
Every day.
That's what I'm saying, because we talked about this mat where you actually lay in for 24 minutes or 14 minutes in your case. Me, I'm about 4 hours, but that's a different animal. But it works hand in hand with a lot of the strategies that are being brought forward. We also want to talk about pain and opioid addiction and some of the things that human beings are going through today, which they are looking for pills that are making them sick, like what they gave your mom. I'm guaranteeing you, don't take it. I'm just going to say, don't take it. I'm sorry.
You know, it's funny, Karen, because Freddie and I, we went to a meeting months ago, and I didn't know he was on this medication. He had just gotten it. And he tells this gentleman says, I used to take this medication, and it was the worst that I ever did. And we're going to the meeting. He has some nuts, and he's juicing, and big professional in town. And Freddie looks at me and goes, I'm on that medication. And this man went, meeting stopped. He said, do not take that. He said, it's got this, 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 and this side effect. Dr. Lee, I think, comes in the next day and says, looks at his tongue and says, you're taking this. And he went, holy smoke, how do you know? From across the room, she says, stop taking it. Because this, 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 and this. We're not saying go against doctor's orders. Again, all we're saying is just educate yourself on the other options. I was on hormone therapy, you know, almost 52 years old. Horrible for me. I went to Dr. Lee and she says, I can take care of this for you. And once a month I go to Dr. Lee when she comes in town, and you know what? She's been able to, my husband may disagree, but for me, at least I just make you crazy a little bit.
You make everybody crazy. but it's true. And, you know, I'm glad that look at Dan even agrees. He says, oh, look at Dan eating popcorn. Wow. Is that for you? Is that for you? Dan, I'll get you a bigger bowl. That cup is too small. You need a bigger bowl?
Bigger bowl.
But it's true, because at least here you have alternatives.
Options, right?
You have choices. You can do them all and see what works best for you, because everybody is different. Like
I've done them all.
But it's okay. Listen, ain't nobody done more than me.
True story.
I've done them all. I've done from here to there and back. But the bottom line is that you have opportunities. You have choices. You know, give your loved ones, give your mother, my father. I took CBD to my father in Puerto Rico, and he put it all over his body. And my father started to say, holy smokes, what's going on? I said, Dad, I didn't tell you to put it all over your body. I told you to put it in your leg. He said it felt pretty good, so I put it on my body. It's going to do things if you don't educate yourself and do it correctly.
Just educate. Of course, always consult with your physician. We're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, more with Dr. Lee, more with Inspire, more with Maite. We haven't even had a chance to talk about the deep transcranial magnetic stimulation. Got a lot to talk about. Stay tuned.
Aspirin.
We'll be right back.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
vCard Global is the world's smartest business card that virtually allows a person or business to digitally share all of their information. With a vCard, sharing information is one simple click away. No need to open emails, websites, or social media. Updating information is easy and instant. vCard Global is the ultimate marketing tool, transforming the way we connect, communicate, and collaborate to grow your business. Text JENNG to 80800. Revolutionize your business card. For information, contact Jennifer. Text JENNG to 80800 for your free digital business card today.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video, let's reopen the cafe doors now. Back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Freddie's doing coffee duty at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. You know, last week we were here and someone came in and they started looking for the cafe. And they walk all the way in and they start looking around. They go into the back room and they keep looking. I said, that's the storage closet. They said, where's the cafe? They said, there's really not a cafe. We've got cookies and we've got coffee. We got popcorn. That's about all we can do. They said, we thought there was food. We came for lunch.
That's right. I'm going to start making sandwiches.
Make some sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Welcome back to Mental Health Awareness. It's a lot more than that. Monday at the Brooklyn Cafe. Give us a call, 888-565-1470. We're sort of shifting over to pain and relaxation. Maite is still with us, but she was having an allergic reaction to the roses. James, can you help her with that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, she was having allergic reactions
she
to the
couldn't sit
roses?
here because the roses, she was having allergic reactions. So she's still with
Really?
us, but she's going to sit next to James. And can you help with allergies?
Yeah, so if we put the
But you got to talk into the microphone.
Talking to the mic.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, if you don't talk into the mic, we can't hear the word you say.
Okay, so we'll have you put on the goggles. It'll shoot you in the eyes and sinuses.
Well, not really
Feel
shoot
it
you.
And it's going to energize all the tissues and take down inflammation.
Not shoot you.
Not shoot you.
You know, I try to explain him stuff.
Tony, can you explain it? We're not shooting her in the eyes. I promise you. For anyone who's listening, we're really not shooting her in the eyes. What do the glasses do?
He's talking about the goggles that, as they go over the eye area, that helps to open up the sinuses, as well as if you put the concentrated pad across your chest if you're having any breathing issues, it will increase the circulation and dilation of the bronchial tubes.
And what about pancreas and liver when you put it across your chest? Does it help with that?
You're stimulating the cells of the body, the pancreatic cells, the liver cells. They're all stimulated the same way anything is. It's circulation, and as we talked about, the ion transport,
Right.
is the regulation of the function of the cells. It's about cell voltage. So increasing the cell voltage is what's increasing the functionality of that cell. And everything in your body is a cell.
And it's all in levels. It's in layers. It's not going to, you know, you don't put it on and poof, it's
Well,
done.
you don't get sick overnight, so you're not going to. Just
That's a
like
good
the
point.
cell voltage when you're young, it's 100%. So
That's
by
right.
the time you get to the 40s, they say it's 60%. So it took time to get there. As we get sick, it's a slow process. So we don't feel or see that happen. Cancer, pops up. We didn't see it coming. It took a while to get there. So you're right. It takes a while. The same process of a daily use constantly, trying to recharge those cells back up to.
We have an old saying said, give healing a chance.
Mhm.
You know, it's
Yes.
not an overnight, let me take a pill and boom. And I've learned so much having panels on here, having you guys on here. Antibiotics, how it could destroy your entire system. I gotta tell you, when I was a teenager in high school, I took more antibiotics than you ever seen in your life. It's amazing I'm still walking. Okay, so that's why my stomach is the way it is. I got the gut thing going on, the whole night. And yeah, I gotta beat myself up to lose weight. Not beat myself up. I gotta be more conscious, accountability. Because it is important, Doc. It is part of that anti-inflammatory mentality.
That's the
God,
right
that was a
word.
lot.
And
That's
you're going
what's
to
wrong.
you've got Bonnie with us.
Yes.
Bonnie,
Bonnie's
get
a
closer to the
patient,
mic.
a friend.
Okay. Yes. I work with Lee in the office. I don't do acupuncture. I
Okay.
help her with various projects in the nonprofit that we're forming.
Oh, okay. And
Now,
she wants
Bon-
to be part of our BB&T Center event on March 23rd.
You bet. You bet. Especially they're playing the Bruins.
Yes, and we're gonna have. Oh, are you a
They're from
Panthers
Boston.
fan?
Boston.
Oh, okay, we're gonna have famous goaltender, All-Star Hall of Famer
Cheevers.
Mr. Cheevers is going to be in attendance. He's doing a favor from Lou,
Wonderful.
courtesy of
All County.
All County
We
Home
share
Care.
a brain,
As
if
you
you
can tell, my
noticed.
brain. So he's coming down. He's gonna be
Sounds
there.
like, and he looks at me. Let's finish the conversation.
He's going to be there, and hopefully he'll sign shirts and stuff like that. But you also had a
Wonderful.
question about CBD, which we're going to talk about real fast, because, and then we'll get back to the subject. Your husband suffers from
chronic insomnia,
so he doesn't sleep well at night. There are a couple of things
Lee's
that I were,
helping him tremendously, but he, as you said, it takes years.
It
And
does.
as I said, he was contractor and he's abused his body over the years, so now he pays.
Tony, can your mat help with insomnia?
Yes.
Yes.
We have a frequency that puts you into parasympathetic, which is very.
I
even
get what?
people that-
Parasympathetic.
It's the part of the autonomic nervous system that relaxes the body.
Is that
and
what's
the
wrong with
central
me?
nervous System.
When I was unconscious the last 5 days. This is craziness.
We
I
find
mean,
a lot of people that have a session in the afternoon come back the next day and say, "I had the best sleep I've ever
I
had."
couldn't. I
even
don't
from
wake,
the afternoon.
I don't have people waking me up. It's like craziness. That's the first thing. You know how a wall has a lot of bricks? So that's brick one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you do the CBD for one mean being, and we're getting in touch with him. Again, specific to his needs.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation, like Doc said.
Relaxation.
Relaxation. You put all these pieces together.
Yeah, and the
He's going to
acupuncture's
sleep.
done him wonderfully.
Well, he's going to sleep, and he's going to say, "Why are you waking me up?" I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
And you wanted to put some needles in Bonnie?
Yes, I can show some points that actually people can also press, and that will relax the body and also clears up the internal heat. When we have this heat inside of the body, and then it can lead to inflammation. And I talk about too much spicy food, too much coffee, or too much dark chocolate, and all the good stuff can produce heat. So the inflammation is defined as heat, swelling, pain. That's the inflammation sign. Once you have, the other thing is the pain. Pain, swelling, heat, and redness. So there's 4 signs related with the heat. And when you use the CBD oil to relax your whole nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system is part of the relaxing part of the nerves. So when you strengthen that part, your whole body and the mind are in a peaceful condition. And so I'm going to show you some points that we can press and strengthen the relaxing part of the nervous system, like CBD oil, and also clearing the heat.
And press them gently, because you showed me points for my eyes. I pressed so hard, I think I bruised myself.
Yes.
And trying to get, well, you've got a migraine, you know, and I am so prone to migraines, as you all know, until Dr. Lee and my eye surgery.
And you want to point people to visualize. This is a visual component, even though we are on the radio.
Yeah, I'm going to use the red needles to poke that point, and that's the point where you can press. So it's easy to see these red needles. So the first point is, if you bend your elbow and at the end of the crease of this elbow, and that's the point you can press. And if you press that, it's very tender there. And that's the point, improve the digestive system. And also, you can clear in the body heat. When you don't digest well, then you have the heat. So
now why is it that putting a needle in that point of the body is going to help you digest food?
Because the channel runs from the index finger all the way into the large intestine. So by stimulating here, we can actually bring the energy to the large intestine or colon or stomach to digest food better. And when you are stressed out, your stomach and colon all in a spasmodic condition. But when you press here or needle here, and then the movement will become regular instead of spasm. So every single condition, inflammation is linked with the gut.
You know what this makes me think about? I know James had given a mat to Freddie, and it helped with his digestion.
Well, he ran to the bathroom.
Right? Well, I wasn't going to say that, but
it's true.
I wasn't going to give all that information away, but when you put 2 modalities together, right, and you can help with inflammation, you can help with pain, and you see the results, it's incredible.
Yes. And listen, if you want to watch this, go to the Brooklyn Cafe TV show on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube. It's all on the app. Twitch. So you can watch this, because obviously when you're on the radio, you're listening to it, but if you want to switch over so you can watch this, then you can look at it. And the other question I have for you, is that a brain stimulation that your body goes this way and that? Are you like making it so that the body is doing things with your fingertips that it should be doing naturally?
Yes, actually there is a research, they actually stimulate the points on the animal limbs, and then they record the signal in your brain, like the brainstem, the center where it controls the parasympathetic nerve and the sympathetic nerves. So when they twist the needles here, they record a signal there, and they actually make the parasympathetic nervous system stronger. So the brain chemical changes. You have more relaxing chemicals than the stimulating chemicals like adrenaline.
Okay.
So the other points I just want to show is called the third eye. So when you meditate,
I know this.
or even you can use CBD oil to actually between the eyebrow, and then you can also press there, not only open your third eyes, but also you can relax the muscle there, so you kind of reduce the wrinkles there.
Kind of like Botox. So either increase your vision or reduce wrinkles, have whatever you choose.
So actually, I show my patient to do this between the two
eyebrows. I know she's not on mic.
Eyebrow.
So right between the two eyebrows.
Yeah. And if we put needles here, you can
okay,
do
you
it
gotta
yourself.
you gotta stay as
it's
close
like
as
where
you can
your
to the
11
mic.
would be if you're listening to us. You know the 11s?
The 11.
The
I got
11s.
like 22s.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. You got 22s. You got 11s. We all got
But
11s.
okay, so let me ask a couple of questions while this is going on. How long do you keep those there?
Needles we can keep for 30-25 minutes, and that's the time the energy travel from the lung go to liver and go back to lung.
And are
That's
you
the whole
turning
cycle.
them as she's sitting there, or do you just leave them stationary?
For the face, we don't usually turn
Okay.
because it causes
Good
little
point.
bruise. Yeah, but then for the arm, we can twist it.
You twist it.
And she'll also add stimulation and heat to it.
And then I want to, because we're always going to run out of time. And then I want to ask about depression, anxiety, and those type of illnesses. I understand, trust you me, this elbow is always the left elbow.
No, you can.
You could do the other elbow.
Yeah.
Well,
when
I
you
need like
press.
500 needles in each elbow.
For what? For digestion?
Yeah, that's my main problem as a diabetic is here. It's
We
in
got
my
to
gut.
get you into a treatment with her.
Just take it easy. Take it easy. But I want to touch on. I want to touch.
You
we'll
wanna go,
together.
Karen?
I'll go first too as a diabetic, and I'll let you know.
Are you a diabetic?
Are you diabetic too? Really? Oh, we got a lot to talk about. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is whether or not depression, anxiety, any of this stuff works in that department.
Yeah, I think depression, and especially anxiety, it can make your immune function hyperactive. And that's why people use too much coffee to stimulate their brain, and they get anxious. And so you think you have so much energy, but then actually you rush around and adrenaline released, and an immune function, it just become hyperactive, and it produce antibody attacking either the pancreas or your nerves or different kind of tissues, causing autoimmune disease. And by putting needles there, and then your body just produce more GABA, serotonin, those relaxing hormones. So your immune function will be more balanced, and you won't be rushing around.
And Maite, let me ask you about this for depression. Does it help for this brain's wave is what it's called, the DTMS?
So the deep.
I got talking to your mic.
Oh,
please.
sorry. So it's an FDA-approved procedure. Okay. And I'm just going on what the pamphlet says just to make sure that I stay on cue. So it's a pain-free medical procedure that works by delivering highly focused MRI strength magnetic pulses. It's non-invasive and to stimulate the brain. Very, similar to what we're talking
That's
about
exactly
here.
what we have for the full
Yes,
body.
and it's a magnetic pulse that are delivered by a treatment of a coil in a special hat, which is like a helmet, and it's placed on the head. This bilateral treatment targets the left prefrontal cortex of the brain known to affect mood. And so the neurons depolarize and release neurotransmitters that stimulate distant areas of the limbic system, thus increasing blood flow and glucose metabolism, which results in improved mood. There's no anesthesia required. It's a 15-minute in-office procedure. The prescription looks like typically 5 days a week, 15-minute intervals, and then
Stay on the mic.
goes to 5 to 6 weeks in length. And sometimes the patient will walk away with not having to take any more medications.
So this is to combat pain and depression,
Depression,
anxiety?
yeah, mood disorders. It's being used for ADHD. It's being used for addiction. It's being used, especially treats the mood disorders right now.
Okay.
You're using it for addiction also. So have any of your patients, Karen and Joyce, used this?
No, it's not being
It's
used
brand
widely
new.
right now.
She hooked up on this today, you were telling me, right?
Yes, I just
So
started.
more to be continued on that. Now I
Yes.
want to switch over to Tony. And I feel like a giant pinball player.
You're like me today.
I'm gonna switch over to Tony because we had these conversations, and you're listening to a lot of things going on around you. And from what I understand, your product helps bring along all of that as
It's
well.
the same. It's the same technology in a sense. The TMS or DMS is used for just for the brain area, versus ours is the full body. So, but it's the same magnetic stimulation. So it's able to change. You see neuroimaging, changes of opiate and pain receptors, and it's affecting all the receptors. That ion transport, when it regulates the cell, it's affecting all the receptors. So that affects pretty much every regulation in your body. That's why you see the changes in mood, anxiety, depression. We see in one session people with anxiety that goes away, they're down, they're like settled in 8 minutes. So
and it does work, because we had a sponsor on this show, and I used to do the lemon deal, and we used to cut up the lemon, and we used to put it on with exactly what you're talking about, and you would taste the first lemon was bitter, and then from the same lemon, after we did what we did, like you guys do with humans, the lemon tastes like sugar, because it changed its molecular structure. Now, if you don't believe me, I will send you the tape. Or come on down. Somebody still has it on her phone. It does work. That's what I'm trying to reach home here. What you're looking at are alternatives. Not saying not to take your medication. Don't leave your doctor high and dry. That's not what I'm talking about. You have an alternative. You have a choice.
It's complementary.
I've used it on chihuahuas, little dogs. Oh my goodness.
Use it on, now, chihuahuas are anxiety dogs, right?
2 minutes, 3 minutes, they become like little puppies, just lying there.
Talking to your mic. Talking to the mic.
Helps with anxiety.
Roll over in like 2 minutes of turning that thing on.
No,
We're going to go to commercial.
Wait a minute. They're still alive, right?
Yeah. They just relax right down.
Just saying.
What you been taking this morning?
He's like her husband.
He says, when I get you this, tell me to...
No, now I find
Freddie.
out I can't be drinking this kind of coffee.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is, because I'm getting exactly what Doc
I'd like to
said.
say something about what Dr. Lee was talking about, parasympathetic.
Can I hold that thought till we get back from commercial?
Yes.
All right, I'll give you a pen and write it down so you don't lose your train of thought. Stay tuned. Here, don't lose your train of thought. We'll be right back.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming, as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages, or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422. What is Debersize? With over 25 years of personal training experience and workout techniques, Deb Varsalone invites you to Debersize. Debersize comes to you from the privacy of your own home or group training facility. Debersize can meet your individual fitness needs, offering one-on-one, non-impact resistance training, post-surgical strengthening, to higher-level boot camp and weight training. Debersize will meet your personal fitness goals at any age. Contact Deb at 561-307-9283. Schedule an initial consultation and get ready for a stronger, healthier you. 561-307-9283.
Do Do you want to enhance your love life with flowers? Rejuvenate love, life, health with flowers from Blossom Moments? Weekly deliveries to your home, your business, hospital, or even senior centers. Give us a call at 561-951-6343. Blossom Moments could also coordinate your wedding or event. Contact Blossom Moments at bmgevents.net. For all of your floral event needs, large or small, call Blossom Moments. 561-951-6343. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video. Let's reopen the cafe doors now. Back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. This segment brought to you by Blossom Moments Floral. And I have to thank Jermina personally because she put an arrangement together for my mom for her birthday that my mom said reaches almost to her ceiling fan when she puts it on her bar.
Well,
She said
your mom
she
is
has
4 foot
never
nothing.
seen anything so magnificent in her life. So, and we were talking about Valentine's Day. Get your Valentine's Day flowers in, your orders in. Buy them for yourself because you know what? It's a Hallmark created holiday, and you know what? No one should feel unloved and unworthy. So you know what? If you want flowers, buy them for yourself.
You know how I feel about
Call
that.
Jermina, 561-951-6343 or bmgevents.net. And Maite, if you can't have red roses, she will put together anything that you want.
We'll get you non-allergic
non-allergic roses.
Now this is the Get Out of the Doghouse rose set. So if you, my friends out there, you guys who messed up with the ladies, threw them out into the street because you're watching the Super Bowl, you better get on the phone and get one of these bad boys in your house. Ask for the Get Out of Jail.
561-951-6343. And Dr. Lee, you have so many questions coming in. Does wine increase heat in your body was the first one.
Yes, not only increase the heat, but also it induces the histamine. And so the other thing is I observed those very healthy, skinny ladies in Wellesley back to Massachusetts, and they don't work, so they exercise, they eat right, but they have their 1 glass of wine every day, and their cholesterol go up, and they have to take the Lipitor, the statin drug. So you have to find out how much wine your body can process. I recommend at a weekend, so you can enjoy your wine and not overdoing that induce the histamine leading to inflammation.
And you can find her at bocaacupuncture.org. And we've got Karen with us from Circle of Care and Joyce from Inspire Recovery, which is an LGBTQ recovery center. So there's so many resources here. We talked about addiction in the first hour, but it's not just addiction. There's depression and there's anxiety, and there's so many reasons that people have a cry for help. And you talked, Karen, before. It's just about being human, right? And being individual. Or maybe you can give her a mic. It's not whether you're male, female, LGBTQ. It doesn't matter who or what you are.
People
are
need
people.
help. Right.
And how can they reach you for services?
They can reach me. They can call me at 561-350-0310. You can go to my website, thecircleofcare.com. Don't be ashamed, afraid, reach out. You know, this coming holiday, it's all about self-love.
See that?
It's important. I mean, you know, it's like that old saying RuPaul says, if you don't love yourself, how the hell is anybody else going to love you?
Yeah, it was interesting. You talk about when you're married, you've got children, you'll do anything for your spouse, you'll do anything for your kids, but will you do anything for yourself, right? Nope. It's like put the oxygen mask on you first, right, and then you can help others. Because if you're depleted, if your cells are depleted, your batteries are gone, you are no good to anybody.
Absolutely. In our field, that's the #1 thing that we constantly have to remind ourselves, self-care. You can't help anybody else if you're depleted.
I mean, you don't want to confuse indestructibility
absolutely
with just not helping yourself or believing you need help, you know? Right. I mean, like I said before, take advantage of what you're learning here. And it gets my goat when people say, well, I never heard this, I never heard that. It's not true. We talked about it over and over and over and over again.
It's a lot. Today's a lot of information, a lot of phone numbers. So if you don't have them, please just write in and we will get you all of the contact information. But everything works together. So there's no right or wrong answer. And should I call Joyce, or should I call Karen, or should I call Mike? Call them all, and and then talk to Tony with PureWave, and talk to Dr. Lee, because all of it works together. And inflammation, she told me, Dr. Lee says, cut down the coffee, the nuts, and the chocolate. I got rid of the nuts. The coffee and the chocolate, not so much. I've gone to maybe 2 squares of chocolate a day. And then she said it has to be like the cacao with, 85%, which is why I keep a bar of it here next to the coffee machine.
Wait a minute. What about having the amount?
Yeah, the amount is very important. And like I tried almonds, which is good source of protein. So if I eat 5 almonds for 2 days, that's fine. The 3rd day, and I could have rashes, and my throat started to have phlegm, and I started becoming hoarse, and that's the time, and sometimes coughing, and that's the time we have to stop for a few days, and then you reintroduce again and see how much you can tolerate.
So I shouldn't have coffee at all to remove inflammation. So there's another dart on the board, because everything else is going by that board. I can't have bread. I'm allergic to wheat or whatever the hell they put in it. I don't know what's in it.
Gluten, the wheat.
Gluten, the wheat, the whole 9. So now coffee is going off the table. I'm down just to vodka.
You and my mom.
Just to vodka. That's all I can do.
But there's so many things to do. It's just sharing the information. And I think PureWave, right? If I do a treatment and I go for acupuncture, we got a lot to offer.
Now, you opening up centers. That's people asking me, how do they get involved with your product, Tony? So let's talk about what the future of your product is.
So we are establishing PureWave Energy Centers. A lot of the doctors that we work with currently are looking for something else to do, something outside the box. They use it in their practice to treat with their patients, also do rental programs and resell for the systems, but they're looking for what we call recharging stations. So all our new equipment's going to be in the end of March, where you'll be available to open up a center of your own, which we call recharging centers, with specialized beds that we call a VEMI, which is our initial therapy electromagnetic, but it has vibroacoustic, electromagnetic field, and infrared. And it has grounding mats built into it, so when you lay on it, it's immediately grounded. Has EMF shielding, so it's EMF free, which is very important.
Which is important for you, Dawn.
Devices, and it'll be a very high grade, clinical grade treatment table. So we have a requirement of 4 systems to be able to call yourself a PureWave Energy Center. So if you're interested, you can go to our website, purewavenow.com. Call us. If you want to get set up and pre-orders, let us know.
What's the phone number?
Or you can call 561-965-7777.
And Tony actually was telling me that pre-surgical and post-surgical to use the PureWave helps in recovery.
Yes, very much.
Why is that?
Anywhere from 50 to 70% faster healing.
That's tremendous. You think about orthopedic surgeons, you think about, I don't know what other surgeries it would help with.
It's any surgery, dental surgery,
Anything.
tooth extraction.
So everybody that goes to surgery, we should put them on this mat on their bed, turn it off for 20 minutes until they leave.
Just regular use.
Wipe it down and go again, right?
Right.
And you put a sheet over it. You don't have to wipe it down. You put a sheet over it.
We have kit covers for them.
Just regular use for it.
You know what? I don't get it.
What?
Stuff like this should be in hospitals. I don't understand why it is that you have all. I mean, I do understand. It's a business. You know what? I'm just going to shut up.
But rehab centers, physical rehab centers, can it help with addiction?
Yes, very much, because I think that it would be very complementary to what you guys are doing, in the fact that it can help with that anxiety immediately. And then as we spoke about the opiate and pain receptors that are being affected with the use. So it's just going to help your job be a lot easier and more effective. We've seen clients that have been on opiates that reduce that medication level or the dosages from like 200 milligrams down to 10 in a matter of a couple days. and not just opiates, but any kind of medications, we see a reduction of usually in the first week because they're being absorbed into the body now because of the increase of circulation and blood flow, which takes in the nutrients and anything that you're taking, actually.
And people can get that information at purewavenow.com. Dr. Lee, your website, I know we don't have a whole lot of time. Dr. Lee, your website again, or your phone number?
I have another website at BostonChineseAcupuncture.org, and there are more videos there. So that's BostonChineseAcupuncture.org.
Schedule your appointment now because she's gone for another month. Maite?
I just wanted to just add right quick, I know that we're pressed for time. Just wanted to...
Is your mic on? I don't think it's on. I got it. You
Yes,
got it? Okay.
It is. Just wanted to add that Ventry Medical Associates also has, as part of its affiliations, Detox MD, which is located inside Memorial. They do detoxes from drugs, alcohol. They also have RCA, which is Research Centers of America, which are the medical trials, either for psychiatric or major depressive disorders and gastro disorders as well. So they have several trials going on as well. So this is a big umbrella.
And Karen, if someone's looking for intervention or they just need help, how do they reach you?
Absolutely. Give me a call, 561-350-0310. I'll be happy to help or find you someone who can.
And let's give Joyce the mic. Joyce for Inspire Recovery.
561-899-6088. LGBT community for treatment.
So much information.
Trust, you know what? Trust the system because ain't nothing here is going to hurt you. Ain't nobody looking to judge you. So give these people a call and give it a try.
Amen. Have a wonderful Monday, everyone. Be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
And don't be late.
And don't be late. Bye-bye.
The Heart of Delray Gallery, located in the Delray Art Complex, is one of South Florida's top venues for art, culture, music, and private events. The Heart of Delray Gallery is a cutting-edge, 11,000-square-foot art exhibition showcasing local artists and artisans with the highest quality of talent and vision, highlighting South Florida's creative arts. Visit us at the Heart of Delray Gallery, 1440 North Federal Highway in Delray Beach. Come, take a tour, book your next private event or fundraiser, or join us for Art Walk the first Friday of every month from 6 to 11 p.m. For more information, give us a call at 561-278-0074.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more goodwill next time. You can follow the cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.